Hello YouTube, I welcome you on this fine day, and this is my Rielle Everwise Historic Brawl deck tech. This deck utilizes Rielle Everwise to discard a ton of cards and draw even more cards. So the Rielle Everwise, for anybody who doesn't know or didn't read the card, whenever you discard one or more cards for the first time, it should draw that many cards. And that obviously works really well with cycling, because this cycling is a discard of the card. So for example, if you discard Go for the Blood, you pay 1 mana and essentially draw 2 cards, which is pretty great. And we draw a ton of cards in this deck to essentially bin all our instants and sorceries to the graveyard and Gravitic Punch our opponent for 1,000,000, because Rielle Everwise also gets +1/+0 for each instant and sorcery in the graveyard. We are protecting us with light counter magic, and there are versions of this deck that include Thassa's Oracle. I just chose not to, but you can in your version. Also, one thing to note, there are only like 4 or 5 historic cards in there, and well, except the mana base, because you don't have this in standard, right? That's historic only. But there are also the cycle lands, which are also historic only, and those can come like in pretty handy, because obviously they have cycling. And the rest of the deck is just draw more cards and maybe a few other payoffs. So Improbable Alliance can draw a card then discard a card if we have nothing better to do with a lot of mana in their turn. Also creates blue fairies. And if you can get in early Omnis Seize down, you can just create, like I've seen turns in this deck where you just create 2 8/8s in one turn, and it's just insane. Anyways, I think this is it for the deck tech, and let's jump right into the gameplay. Rielle versus Kinnan on the Prodigy. Oh, Unsummon seems really neat against Kinnan, and so does Spell Pierce. Lightning Strike, oh boy. Everything we love in this matchup. Just go first and crack this for a red source. And at this point, just drawing 2-3 more lines is just fine. Okay. Oh, this is perfect. Oh, this is just lovely. No. Nope. Okay. Let's go. Started playing. Oh. Oh, look at this. Oh, this is what I call cyberbullying. Oh, just give me lands. Please, game, just give me lands though. Great. Yeah, sure, search for a Phantom, whatever. Yeah, okay, that's also fine. Oh, perfect, a land. So at this point, I think I'm going to Glint-Horn Buccaneer here. Swing in, and next turn is going to be a Flame Sweep most likely. Yep, Grover. Kinnan. And the mana work? Nope, okay, perfect. So let's Flame Sweep. And swing it again. Yeah, I think Rielle would have been a better call here, maybe. Don't know though. Yeah, well, I guess Rielle would have been a bit better here. So our opponent is going to play Kinnan again. Sure. Backing it up with a Paradise Druid. Okay, we can't do anything about that really. So let's just gain the tempo. return cannon to their hand. Oh, perfect on that. Let's swing in again. And I think... yeah, let's just discard the punch. Oh, no, maybe the... well, no, we can expansion explosion on the punch, so... better to do this. Okay, perfect. Cathartic Reunion is just lovely. Okay, so our opponent is... yeah, they can play cannon and activate him immediately, I guess. Yeah. Oh, just great hedge. Oh, lovely. So, just going to strike the cannon. Are we though? I think just striking the cannon seems like the correct choice here. And then we could expansion explosion the druid as well. So how much does that cost right now? 6? Yeah, so the dispute is actually not that impactful anyways. So let's just discard the dispute and set up for the lethal next turn. Pretty sweet. Okay. Oh yes. Oh yes. Let's go. And Tails End to back it all up. Perfect. And that's a good game. GG. Let's go. Rielle versus Muldrotha, the Gravetide. Ooh, that is sweet. Muldrotha plus Garuda. I am intrigued. I am absolutely intrigued. This is amazing. Do you know what's also amazing? My hand. Card draw. I like card draw. So, for some reason I don't expect a turn 1 play from them. Don't know why though. Do we keep up the Spell Pierce for a Signet? Or will they play a Mana Drog? Can't say for sure. So I'm just going to Reunion, discard the lands. I think I will. Okay, let's discard this. I think I will keep the Reunion when I have Rielle around. If they play ramp here. Okay, they do play ramp, so I think I'm not going to play Rielle. Otherwise they can just use their 4 mana removal spells on Rielle, and I really don't want that to happen. So I don't think I can ever play around Ravenous Chupacabra in the near future, but I think I can play around Eat to Extinction, like any 4 mana removal spell essentially, but Chupacabra is special because it's also a creature, so I can't spell pierce that. So I think I'm just going to Mountain and keep up the Flame Sweep in case they want to go double mana drop, but they are likely to just go for 4-drop right here. And if they do that, I have to counter that with the Syncopate anyways. It's complex. It's really complex here. Oh, perfect, the tap land. This is amazing. So if they drop a mana drop here, the Flame Sweep will be glorious. Oh yes. Nice. This is perfect. Okay, let's drop Rielle, keep up the Spell Pierce, and hope they don't have Ravenous Chupacabra essentially. That would be unfortunate. And if they don't have a land at all, this is also okay. Tap land, perfect. And Murderous Rider, no, Murderous Rider is odd, and they can't play that. Sure, Skull Prophet. And so if we Lightning Strike the Skull Prophet, the problem is that we use 2 mana to remove their 1 mana card for next turn. So that means for Syncopate we cannot counter whatever they drop if they have an untapped source. But if they can just play Garuda or Muldrotha. But if they do that, we are also totally fine with that. Given the fact that we can just Syncopate for x equals 1. But if they do that, we want to Cathartic Reunion. And if we could just also Thirst for Meaning and hope they'll get an untapped source, but that may be too risky. But in the case of the Cathartic Reunion play, we may just want to use the Union to discard the Lightning Strike and the Thirst. But I think discarding Expansion Explosion may be better than Thirst, because Thirst can be played on their end step as well. They don't have anything relevant to counter if we get an untapped source. Yep, there is the untapped source, there is the punch, and the unsummon is perfect to top it all off. So we can Thirst their end step to draw again cards. We can. There is the Chupacabra. Yep, that's what I thought. So let's x equals 2 and get rid of that. Because we have to pay it because that taps for 1. So that was pretty much the exact scenario I was worried about earlier. Perfect. Glint-Horn. So I think we're going to since the Chupacabra is dead now, I think we can unsummon the Skull Prophet to swing in for a bunch of damage for free, essentially, and keep up the Spell Pierce. Because at this point they're likely to just play even if they pay a land, they have to have a 2 mana removal spell instead of a 4 mana removal spell. Otherwise we can't Spell Pierce that. There goes their lands. And yeah, let's Glint-Horn, swing with the team, keep up the Spell Pierce. If they don't if they don't play anything threatening, we can throw off Possibility. Okay, there's the Raska, there's the Spell Pierce. And that is a good game. GG. On to the next one. Our opponent is playing Narset of the Ancient Way. And I do go first. I do have the Reliquary Tower. I can just cycle this on turn 2, this on turn 1. I guess let's keep it. Yeah, seems decent. Cycle you. You can be greedy with this deck, but I really don't think you need to, because me cycling these cards early preemptively buff my Bliss of the Thunder Emperor. Okay, so yeah, let's drop the mountain here. And then just Raking Claws. Like a perfect. Okay, so that's not optimal. We really wanted a blue source to boot. Considering this is Jeskai, they are likely to counterspell here. So I can't just wait it out. I'm patient. We could counter that, but we don't have anything to counter. So they shock this in, right? So they clearly want to play something else here. Seems like a good idea to syncopate this. Reason being, they don't have a counter for the Glint-Horn. Well, they can minus the Narset, but if they do that and just Blitz of the Thunderraptor, the Narset, so that's also fine, I guess. Okay, Narset coming down, minusing on the Glint-Horn Buccaneer, I guess. Whirlwind of Thoughts, okay. I don't think I want to lose any of these cards with my Merchant. That is perfect though, so I'm not going to play Rielle in this spot to keep up my Wizard's Retort. Yeah. Seems like a good idea. And Expansion Explosion, if they have a counter spell to back up the Narset, we can just copy that counter spell. Sure. Let's see. Spell Pierce. Yeah. I think our opponent has something here, but I'm not sure. Let's just play Rielle. We have the Spell Pierce to back it up. Yep. Resolve all. And I think now we're going to Merchant our I think the Thunderraptor is too valuable right now. Because it can just remove something in a pinch. It saddens me, but I think Expansion Explosion has to go here. Okay. Let's end the turn. Let's just hope they don't board wipe us. That would be pretty annoying. Also note that Rielle is a wizard for Wizard's Retort. So Wizard's Retort is quite nice if your commander is a wizard. Also, I think they're hesitant to just Narset and minus Rielle, because otherwise we can just swing in with the Buccaneer onto the Narset. If they have double removal, this could be problematic. They only need 3 damage to remove the Rielle, and then minus with Narset to kill the Buccaneer as well. Okay, what are they going to choose? Yeah, also. Yeah, let's grab an island. Yep, command zone. So let's kill that. And I think I'm going to see. I think I'm just going to put a bit more pressure onto the board with the Merchant, because that fits quite nicely. We have Wizard's Retort up for a board wipe. We can Blitz of the Thunderraptor the Narset if she minuses. Yeah, no. No. I don't like that card. Get that out of here. Expansion Explosion. And countering our own Wizard's Retort. But that is fine. Because now they cannot protect their Teferi unless they plus Teferi. If they plus Teferi, we can just Blitz it. So let's see what they're about to do.
I've got
likely. So yeah. This seems decent. Yeah, perfect.
We should have seen that coming.
And I don't think I will overextend here. Okay, that's removed from combat. And I can just end here. No need to show them what we have. Just bluff a bit. You can still dig for counterspells in response to Thirst. Guess Narset is coming down and minusing on the Buccaneer. And yeah. Oh. Oops, auto tapper tapped their Spires of Oreska. So let's just dig for something here. What are you going to draw? Thirst of Meaning. What is it going to be? Oh yeah, so I don't need the Beacon Bolt and the Cave. So in this case we're going to dispute the Narset, because that leaves them without counterspells here. They can just pay for it, I know, but we can just kill the Narset again, Rielle, Tormenting Voice, the card we draw, and are set for now. I just want them to deny, like they have enough card draw. The only thing they need here is mana, and this denies them the mana. So even though I know they can counter it, well, just pay for it. What? Oh, well that was either dumb or really smart, because if they have enough counters on hand, they just effectively cycled this counter, which I really like here. Okay, so minus Narset onto the Glint-Horn Buccaneer. I don't see any other way here. Yeah, discarding something. Yeah. Oh, what? Ooh, this is... Wow. Isn't this a bigger threat? I'm confused. Anyhow, now we have... Don't know if Improbable Alliance is fast enough here. Well, that's... if they can... Because Jeskai can exile the stuff, but it's so safe to drop it right now. I am not sure if I should go for the Improbable Alliance or not. If I don't, I just play Rielle, I guess, and then Tormenting Voice. I think it's just too good right here. Let's attack the Narset. Let's cycle the Voice. Create a token. Yep, let's cycle you. Okay, and we're keeping this in our hand, because that leaves us something to discard. Okay, our opponent is going to Ball Wipe us most likely. Oh no, Dream Trawler. That's a dream come true. And our opponent is... Let's see. Yeah. Guess we just Improbable Alliance. Draw a card, discard a card, discard this. So I don't think we're going to, like, 2 damage will matter, because if we're down to 2 life, our opponent is likely in a very winning position anyways. The Ominous Seas and just put a lot more pressure onto them. So I'm not going to attack, I can shop with my berries and then just create a ton of 8/8s in their end step. Also they're going to get a lot of life. Like a lot of life, because the Whirlwind of Thought draws them additional cards, grows the Dream Trawler even bigger, and Yeah, it's going to be nasty. Oh, oh, that only does 320. Okay, one of the fairies dies. The other fairy will block the trawler. Sure. Okay. What are we looking at? So, just remember, they really want to kill Rielle. Like, there's no way Rielle is ever resolving, so we're not going to try. Attacking with the Buccaneer, cycling our, that is going to be a nice option here. Yep. Yep. It's obviously a great target to discard. And sure, they block Pyromancer. Well, that's the thing, right? If we just Startling Development now, the opponent will just in response to Spires of Oreska, and the fight hasn't pretty much never happened, so yeah, Startling Development doesn't do too much here. So I guess just let it go. And let's see. Let's end the turn. Sure. But the Dream Trawler really put us on the back foot here. Really annoying. Because it gains them so much life. And we just want to burn them out. So I think this is probably a lost game from now on. Because they will never tap out. They will always have a counter for Rielle open. And we don't really have a chance to just draw Gravitic Punch and reel them to the face. Yep, Narset. Okay. Yep, that is also going to die.
Humble your mind. There is always
Goodbye.
strike with the cunning mind of the dragon.
Let's draw. Damn. This would have been great. To just tails and the Narset activation. But yeah, overall, I think we're pretty dead in this spot. Let's just see game, and they're going to counter this. Yep. Just a GG. Because we can't get back from this position. Good game, opponent. Good game. We are up against Muldrotha, the Gravetide. And oh boy, Muldrotha plus Garuda. So let's see. Gales and these are essentially dead cards, but actually not, right? So let's see, if we draw one more land with this hand, we are likely to just play the Lonely Sandbar tapped. And it is very likely that we draw land with the doublet cycling. The tails end can counter either the Garuda or Muldrotha. It doesn't really matter because they both come down in the same turn. If they're playing even Stevens, they're usually just playing a mana drop turn 2, which is kind of... It's not the ideal scenario, to be honest, for us with this hand, because we kind of want to stop that. Oh, perfect. That is absolutely perfect. We're going to cycle the more expensive card. Okay. Sulfur Falls is perfect. And let's see, I think I am safe to drop Rielle here. The earliest we can play Rielle with protection up is in 2 turns, but in that time frame they have already assembled too many mana drops, so like they can maybe just double remove Rielle, so we have to essentially gamble on this Rielle to live. So I'm not a fan of that, but if we survive this turn with Rielle, this is going to be great. Perfect, absolutely perfect. Okay, so let's go with the Frostveil Ambush cycling. Let's see what we draw first. All lands. That's unfortunate. Okay, Able Passage, crack that for red source. And Swain for 2. So ideally I would love them to... Okay, can't be countered, sure. It's fine. Okay, so now I'm just going to discard the Auxiliary. More cards do we need in the grave for that? Oh, perfect. Reliquary Tower. Love you. I'm usually not a fan of Reliquary Tower at all. I think it is put in way too many decks. But I think this is one of the rare occasions where I really like Reliquary Tower, because now I can stock up more and more cards in my hand and then discard everything at once with the Ox to draw in absurd amounts of cards, essentially. This Tamio, is that going to be spell pierced? Like, we know that the Tails End will have value against them, so I think the Spell Pierce is better here, and the Spell Pierce also allows to neutralize it, cycle the neutralize at the same time, because we already have the Tails End and the Wizard's Retort. So let's do that here. Okay, perfect. Not so perfect. We are drawing a ton of lands here. So... Did I mention we are drawing a ton of lands? So I think I'm just going to... Though the question is, I will very likely counter something here. So in that case, expansion, like explosion for X equals 0 is not going to do much. So we are going to play the tap Temple of Epiphany. This is a discard spell, and that is great. And I was also thinking about just attacking with Rielle, trading this off, and then playing it again. But I was 1 mana short of holding up a counterspell in that case. So let's see what our opponent is going to show us. We could Wizard's Retort that, and they seem short on mana, so that may prevent them to play a bunch of cards out of their hand. But they are likely to just have 1 or 2 threats against our Rielle, and we can handle that amount of threats. Sure, Hydroid Crisis. Yeah, I don't think I care too much. If they swing in with the Ceratops here, it's absolutely... yeah, so that's a lot of cards in my graveyard, and I do want to Tails End. Absolutely no chance. So, Tormenting Voice coming out. It's discarding just the land, to be honest. Okay. 8. Overblood, Gravitic Punch, so that can pack a punch. I think we're just going to play land for the turn, so we have 3 red sources, 4 blue sources. We don't mind playing out here, I guess. And then I think I can go for the... We could just cycle 1 more time here, then Gravitic Punch. I think we're just going to save up for the big Gravitic Punch play. So let's just go for the blood, cycle that in their turn. We're not cycling it in our turn because we already discarded a card, so this draws us more cards if we do this in their turn. We have Wizard's Retort up. The Bujuka Bug already got countered. I don't think I care about that. So that kind of move. Sure. And yeah, Hydroid Crisis swinging fine. Let's see. Maybe we will top deck a Flame Sweep. In that case, we would like to Flame Sweep here. Okay, let's see. Well, now we can't play Flame Sweep anyways, but let's just anticipate. We can't Beacon Ball the Ceratops because Beacon Ball is also unfortunately blue. We're going to take the Syncopate here, I believe. Yeah, seems fine. Okay. Oh boy. This is going to be amazing. Yeah, let's just... I think we're just going to discard our hand here to the... Yeah, let's just discard our hand here to the Ox. Or maybe... Just maybe. So, if we discard our hand to the Ox, we actually lose cards from the graveyard. Like, we're going to, what I mean, not cards from the graveyard, we're going to lose a total amount of instant sorceries in our grave because we're exiling more instant sorceries from the grave than we're putting there. So what I want to essentially do is discard, like, mountains so I can exile them later on with the Ox instead of instant sorceries. So, yeah, let's play the waiting game. Let's wait it out. I do know Glint-Horn Buccaneer can do absurd damage here, but absurd damage is not enough. Right now, we just need to add more. If they play Garuda, I am not sure. Yeah, if they Garuda, we're likely to syncopate that. Yeah, sure, play all the mana drops. Because syncopating the Garuda lets it go to exile because that is their companion, not their... what's it called? It's their companion, not their commander. So it will actually get exiled so that they can get it back later. I am considering Expansion Explosion for X equals 1 just to cycle it, and I think I'm going to do that. Just because I really want to have the additional card to cycle with, essentially. Oh, damn it. Okay, so how much damage is that? Can we do the double? No, we need one more mana to Gravitic Punch, Ox. Well, the Gravitic Punch, Ox, Gravitic Punch would be the lethal play, right? Is that lethal? Yeah, that would be lethal. So one more turn and we can do that play. And so yeah, we're just going to protect everything we have here. We're going to counter the Garuda because they can just if they hit end race we die. So 1, 2, 3, 4 mana, right? I didn't miss anything. Okay, so X equals 5. Yeah, let's go with that. And if it's exiled, you can't get it back. We have a Wizard's Retort as backup. So this is going to be lethal for us. Right. So Gravitic Punch. Yep. Ox. Yep. So let's do 1, 2. Wait, no console. Yeah, it's just, I think it's more damage to do this now. Even though it draws us less cards, but we don't care about the draw right now, we're just caring about discarding everything here. Yeah, and they realize they're dead. Good game. Good game. Let's go. I am up against Lurrus. This doesn't seem like a great deck, great starting hand. Sorry for that. This doesn't either. I'm very not excited to keep this. I really want early interaction against Lurrus. So, oh yeah, seems great. Yeah, let's bottom you. And let's see where we go from here. Ominous Seas turn 2 is great. It really is. Maybe I should have bottomed the Channel Force instead of the Reddit sales. Okay. And let's play Ominous Seas. And after that, let's just draw cards again, and guess what? Again. I'm not sure if Lurrus is the correct play here. Okay. They don't seem to want to play Lurrus. They seem to hold up creature removal. We wouldn't have played our Rielle anyways because of the Wizard's Retort, but now we're just in a really neat spot where we can either counterspell or have the payoff for the counterspell, because the payoffs for counterspells is doing something else. Right? So if like we're just waiting to counter, they do nothing, we do nothing, and back and forth, but they can still attack, so we're losing that. But we just want to, instead of sorry, I need to think about this. Instead of countering, we can just draw. So the neat thing about Oyara, we can counter that with the Wizard's Retort here. And we don't need to Syncopate it, because Syncopate has additional value in this matchup, where it exiles the card as well. And exiling is really relevant against Lurrus, but, and here is my main problem with that, Wizard's Retort is better at protecting Rielle against removal, so I'm going to Syncopate the Oyara. Perfect, land is just what we want to draw. Like, land is absolutely fine here. Land is just amazing. Okay. So they're going to play something here. We are going to counter something. Is that the something that we are going to counter though? I think we just want to speed up our Thirst for Meaning. Yeah. Like, Thirst, like, we want, I mean, speed up the Ominous Seas here with Thirst for Meaning, discard the Ox as well, and then have a big... Oh, Reliquary Tower is something we really want to see, though. Well, Ox, obviously, right? Obviously the Ox. Forgotten Cave, it's so nice with cycling, but... Not sure. Since we have the Omnises on the field, I think the correct... Like, we don't need Reliquary Tower anymore right now. So, let's just give that the good old discard. Yeah, resolve. Draw a bunch of cards. Oh, sorry, I'm still holding full control. And we're going to play the Forgotten Caves. So the reason why the Caves is more important than Reliquary Tower is because we're actually going to play it tapped. And I think the Alliance will just smooth out everything really nice here. I hope they play a big non-creature like Liliana. That can spell pierce. Yep, told you. Let's just spell pierce Liliana. Okay, perfect. And 1, 2, and play the Rielle. And now we have Quench or Retort up for the Rielle. Find scraps. Nope, we're going to retort that. Now they need double removal for the Rielle. Which is likely, to be honest. I wouldn't be surprised if they have another removal spell for the Rielle coming. And if they're going to play it, they probably gonna play it now. Yeah, sure, Spark Harvest, that's absolutely fine. Because now they've used their double removal. We are going to draw a card next turn. And what do they have in graveyard? Oh, they can... Oh, I'm sorry, yeah. It's because, we cannot play the Rielle here. The reason for that is... If we play Rielle, we're tapped out, they're going to play Lurrus and get back the Maya's Grasp, which is really not where we want to be here. So let's just slowly win with the Ominous Seas here. How many cards do we have in the grave? Okay. The Moth is quite annoying. So I'm going to counter that. Yep, not happening. Also harder to get back than another 2 mana card essentially because of Lurrus. And let's bring in the beats. Sure. And Swain. And the turn. And I will probably not play Rielle at all here until I have more mana and then negate up or something like that. So what do they have? They have a 2 mana card in the grave. So we could just quench the Lurrus. Let's just... let's just Channel Force it. Get you in the grave. 4 more cards. There's the negate I was talking about. Now we just need the additional lands. That's also 2 cards drawn, which also triggers a probable alliance. We're going to jump that because our life is really valuable right now. Yep. Oh, disputes. It's absolutely fine here. 1, 2, 3, 5. They draw a land, they can still go for the Maya's Grasp play here. Not too excited about that one. So let's just hold off. If they're going to play Lurrus, we're going to dispute it. Oh, that's annoying. We have to let that roll though. Let's cycle a card from our hand to the grave. Okay. Will have been the Buccaneer. I think it's a good blocker. That means the dispute has to go. So the land is fine. Perfect land. Nice. And yeah. Rielle coming down with negate up. No attacks. Like any other creature on their side of the board wouldn't have that, but the Cruel Celebrant Corpse Knight combo is just really annoying. Not happening. 8. This is getting negated. Will they attack with the Altsate? I don't think they will. It's just 1 damage. Oh, the Ghost form, the Altsate. Okay. So let's play Buccaneer. And let's just... okay, so we're going to definitely create a kraken. We're going to attack with the Buccaneer to discard this and draw more cards off of the Buccaneer effect. But will we attack with the Rielle? That is the question, and I think the answer is yes, because they have to drop with the Corpse Knight as well. Otherwise... yep, I'll just discard this. Yep, like they have to block the Rielle here, right? There is no way. Double red source, unfortunate. Just double land in general, unfortunate. Yeah, say goodbye to the Corpse Knight as well, which is great. And yeah, command zone. Our win condition here is not Rielle anymore. It's 3 damage of that. Okay, enter. This is a tight game. If they didn't draw land, they can Lurrus and Ghost form. Yes. Yeah, they can Lurrus plus Ghost form here. Cavalier of Night, removing the Glint-Horn, I guess. Oh no, okay. We're going to just create another kraken. Oh yes, this is so evil. I love it. And so let's think about this. Yeah. We're going to attack with the team and cycle this card in our hand. A lot of, like, just again. Yep. And again. Please be a red source. Blue source. Okay, and then just leave it like this. Just discard this card for additional damage. Don't think we need lands. Do we? Well, yeah, in case we draw a counterspell. So let's just 1, 2, 3. Everything else is instant sorcerers, right? Yeah, so whatever. Yep, you have to go. Now we restock our hand and we have the chance to draw into a counterspell. Yep, that's triggers. Or the Ominous Seas. Don't think they can kill us here. And if they can't kill us, they're pretty much dead. Just a card that cycles or something like that would have been better than Anticipate, because it would have allowed us to create an additional kraken with Ominous Seas. But they're not dead. Yeah, they are not dead because of that. Interesting. But still a losing position. Anyways, okay. Okay, this is it for the gameplay, and I believe you guys have seen what the deck can do and how the deck performs. I really like Is It. I think it's just a lovely color combination, just dealing damage, countering stuff. You get something, you get the other thing. It's just lovely. I don't think this is a 100% optimized list, but I always strive to make my list as good as possible. Just all the early interactions to not get overrun, to have cheap interaction while playing Rielle, not overextending, and yeah, one of the few lists where I do like Reliquary Tower, but it's still not a... It's still okay, but it's still not amazing. But I think it has a theoretical place in this list. But yeah, overall, just a really nice deck. Gravitic Punch is your usual win condition because you cycle through your deck so hard that you will find it almost every game. But as you've seen, you don't even need Rielle, the Everwise, in the right setup to win. Because just Ominous Seas can also just take over a game, create a bunch of Krakens, and yeah, just quite a flexible deck. It obviously performs way worse without the commander, and that's one thing I don't like. If your commander gets removed and removed and removed, and you have a hand that is really dependent on Rielle, where you have a lot of cycling cards as well, you are kind of dead. But that's also the reason why I just keep mulliganing hands that don't have interaction in them, or at least something else to do without Rielle, because yeah, if she's gone, you're gonna have a hard time without certain cards. Anyways, I hope you like the gameplay, I hope you like the deck. Comment down below what you would improve in this deck list, and yeah, like the video if you've liked the video, subscribe to the channel to support the channel, and I will see you in the next video. Goodbye.